Welcome back. Another fresh episode of Grammys and Heismans. I'm your host, Chuck Walton, alongside my co-star, my partner, Justin G. Grande, a.k.a. JG. And today is just another special episode. We got my dog, Rudy Ingram, and his incredible phenom of a son, Blaze Ingram, joining us on the show today. Welcome, fellas.
Welcome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Sit up.
Yeah, a little technical difficulties. Did Blaze help you out there, Rudy? I know what it's like. Me and Justin got kids ourselves, so I saw to delete the app and re-download it.
I definitely was asking him what I need to do, man.
I get it, man. Well, look, man, one, it's just a pleasure to have you both on the show. You know, on this show, we're going to be highlighting, the stars of tomorrow, not only in sports, but also in entertainment, whether they're actors, musicians, and so on and so forth. But being in this, football season approaching and, a lot of top recruits, old and young, we thought it'd be a great time to get Blaze on the show and get you on the show and just break down things from a father's perspective. And also just let us know what it's like having a young son that's a phenom at the age that he is. This is like the Michael Jackson of football, as they're calling him, right? So, with that said, the news off the top, it seems like Florida has now changed their NIL laws. And JG being our resident NIL guru, who was somebody that was at the forefront of the NIL movement. JG, just let us know. I think they're about to ratify the laws officially, kind of break down the whole situation for those that don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, last week, because I called Rudy and, he was already tap dancing when I called him. He was too busy, excited. But no, last week they officially, took the stance that it's going before the government to ratify it on July 24th. So they basically have laid out the terms for everyone to understand. As everyone knows, NIL is a state by state regulation, whether it's college or high school. There's still a bunch of states, including Texas, that have not, Alabama being another one. And so, it was a big step. Obviously, Florida being one of the most rich states in, for sure, high school, no question, college, big opportunity. And yeah, the first thing that I thought of was Rudy and Blaze, because, one of the biggest things with NIL is growing a solid social media following, regardless of, your talent. And so, the next steps are hopefully on the 24th, everything gets ratified, goes smooth, and then it's legal. A couple things before I want to ask Rudy and Blaze, how they felt on that day when it got passed. Were they expecting it? There's some interesting statutes in it. For one, that you're not supposed to be continuing a deal into your next post-secondary education. So, if you're in high school, you're not supposed to be doing a deal that's a 10-year deal that takes you into college, which some high school states really haven't capped that. Some interesting nuances. There's some other stuff in there that are meant to not have high schools create collectives. We've seen it in the college space, but trying to put some limitation on it. I think they're worried about kids moving all over the state, to play on different teams if you have a wealthy booster. So I think that's also why we saw Florida take so long. They understand Florida football is a big business, and that they, if you approve it and you don't have any understanding from the government side of how you're going to regulate this, it really could have broken loose. So excited to, see it come to fruition. But yeah, would love to hear Rudy and Blaze, how you guys thought, did you see it coming that day? Had you felt it coming, and how you were feeling and where you are with all this?
Honestly, I'll probably say like 5 years ago, Jonathan Taylor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor. He had hit us up right before draft day, and he was just telling us, like, the world's going to shift so much by the time Blaze get there, so just stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. So basically, I picked it up probably like 4 or 5 times more around that moment in time, and just so happened, everything came faster than ever. So we kind of was, like, right now, like I look on the 1-3 sites and all that, Blaze the 3rd ranked athlete as a 6th grader in high school for NIL. So he's not even in high school yet. He's already the 3rd ranked athlete in NIL. So it's one of those things where we're kind of pretty much 20 steps ahead of everybody. So I'm kind of predicted a lot of this stuff to happen, honestly.
I want to ask Blaze, what do you think? Your dad is, just laid it out that you guys have been laser focused on this, but, how did you feel and how are you feeling now?
How I feel, I already knew it was coming from the get-go, and now that it's here, I'm super excited, and it's more things to come.
Well spoken, like a future Heisman winner. I love it. I love it. Blaze, I got the question for you and for your father. Like I first found out about Blaze, man, maybe 5 years ago, through my guy Gold Feet Global, and at the time I was doing a brand deal, and I was trying to get a couple of his athletes, and he kept talking to me about Blaze, and I was like, wait, he's a kid. So when I realized what he was, so you've been doing your thing, but just talk about Blaze when you first found your love for football and how much your dad just played a role in your love for the game.
Oh yeah, I have been loving football for a little while since I was like 4 years old. And then when I told my dad I love football, he started putting in the work, trying to give me NIL deals, all that. And it's been going from here. We got a great bond, and he's doing his work, he's doing his side, I'm doing my side, and we're gonna go from there.
I love it. I love it. I
I have a
mean,
question. I have a question. You know, what was the first social media platform? You know, what was the first thing that really took Blaze kind of viral? And you've grown, Rudy. You know, tell us, you know, how big the following is across these channels. I know there's a big focus. You know, we spoke 6 months ago about just continuing to level up, but you know, tell me the first thing that kind of really popped off for you guys and got him traction, and then you know, talk to me about the social media footprint you guys have built.
Like which one? Like video wise or social media platform wise?
All of them. Tell me, you know,
You
platform,
know,
you know, your thoughts. I mean, you guys have done a terrific job of across all the platforms, YouTube
right.
and Instagram and TikTok. Just, you know, talk to us. What was the first thing that kind of really got him noticed online? And
Like
then,
honestly,
yeah,
I think the first video had to be the racing video, the track meet. So the track meet video, he was like 6, and he did like he raced some kids, and like I say, I'm real big on 110% going in. So even with my kids, I tell them, if y'all want to do some play shit, you can go play somewhere else. I don't really do that. We go hard at whatever we do. You feel me? So you know, if you watch the race, Blaze was 20 times ready than anybody in the race, and he ended up winning by like half a race. Like he ended up winning the race by half a race. You feel me? So that video went stupid crazy. It went pretty much on every social media, sports center. It was so crazy. It was a banner out like in other countries. Like I got literally like Japan, China, Australia. It was like literally in everybody's newspaper about that race. So that was it went internationally viral, the first one. And then literally, you know, track season ends and football season starts. And he went crazy on the next video, like the next following year. And LeBron James shared it. So once LeBron James shared it, you know, it kind of just shot to the roof after that. And then from that point forward, it was just nonstop viral moments from like last 7 years. So it's been going crazy, bro.
I mean, Rudy, I mean, like Justin was alluding to, right? You guys have built a massive
Right.
following, and not just for somebody Blaze's age, for anybody in general, right? Blaze has more followers than like JG's entire company combined, right? And myself, you know, like it's massive. So,
hey, I know some 5-star quarterbacks that are in college that would love Blaze's social media follow. Yeah, man, oh man, let me get a collab with that kid. You know, like
Honestly, it was
NFL
so
player.
crazy. A dude told me it was an agent that hit me up so long ago, and I was kind of like, you know, I always kind of been to myself like my main focus is just being with my son. Like I enjoy this time so much. It's like they grow up so fast. You know, he probably don't understand that part yet, but they grow up so fast. So I'm not even into like just trying to get away from him at this point. I'm like staying close as I can. And he was just telling me a long time ago, he was like, a lot of athletes are great athletes, but Blaze has a situation where he's a great influencer and he got the potential to be a great athlete to where he can be both. So he asked me, he was like, who you think the most influential football player is? And I kind of named who I thought it was. And he was like, you're wrong. It's Odell Beckham. He still has the biggest social media following while playing in the league. And I was like, damn, I ain't never think about it like that when it comes to football players. And he was like, Blaze is in them shoes to be one of the most influential football players and talented. So he has the potential to be like, you know, a big star type situation. So I think it's all in front of us, honestly.
JG had a good point, right? When he was saying, you know, your first moment of like when you guys went viral, right? But navigating this, how he was alluding to, like going viral, a lot of people are going to go viral, and
Yeah.
we've seen that before. But
Right.
when did you put on your cap as the dad slash manager, where you also help Blaze maintain those social media accounts, right? Because you guys maintain a certain level of great professionalism that makes a brand want to reach out, or make somebody want to come check out his game. Just the upkeep, right? Like that's 90% of it, right? Like the talent is one part, but the upkeep. Like, when did you go, okay, as dad, I got to step in and make sure like that it's got the look and the feel of a proper social media star like an Odell Beckham?
Jaleel White, I don't want to call him Steve Urkel, but Jaleel White, he's a good dude, man. He's a real cool dude. He always kind of told me, man, just keep it clean, crisp, and quality matters. So from that point forward, I pretty much studied anybody in our lane, from the Bunchy Youngs to the Lorenzo Ball, what's his name is, LaMelo Ball dad. I studied every dad that's did it. Honestly, I seen what a lot of them messed up at. I seen what a lot was too arrogant at. I seen what a lot got in the way of their son at, and I kind of pretty much just seen all of that and just avoided most of it. You feel me? And then with my son actually being talented, it was kind of easy. I don't mind being a man behind the machine. You feel me? So a lot of people got that, I think, inner issue to where they want to be the face of it, and I'm just so cool with my son shining. It's nothing to me.
Well, you're talking to two new fathers. We're daughters, but it's two and a half. It's amazing. Like you said, to be a father, to not want to be out in front. It's the best feeling when your kid does anything. I mean, it's an undescribable. We're first time parents. It's an undescribable feeling. Yeah. It's actually more than you being good at it. It's better. It's a level of pride you're passing it on. And also, I just want to say something. I actually thought you were just calling Chuck, confusing him for Jaleel White. I didn't realize that you actually.
Oh my God! I about to get with y'all.
That's a good one. I love Jaleel, man. Real legend too, man.
I know, bro.
That's a real legend.
Bro, Jaleel and Chuck used to go on double dates. Girls get confused. Like
back in the day. No, we just. No, we just casual. I mean, speaking of that, though, speaking of the old school, tell us more about your background, Rudy. Yeah. Were you a former athlete? Like, because sometimes the kids is just the love from the parent for the game. Like, what was your background?
I played a little ball. I ain't gonna say I took it to the max. It was one of them situations again. I think I more so lacked the stability. The parenting and stuff like that. So, like I said, I kind of pretty much gave my son everything I yearned for, like the support, the love, the communication, just everything. And, kind of just seeing the seed grow is like just everything for me. Like everything he said he wanted to do, I kind of much jumped in the field of it. I want to be an athlete. I went to school for athletic training, trained him up, and then he's that. I want to do this. Social media, I probably paid $20,000 just learning data and just doing stuff like that to keep up with this stuff. So now, like I was just telling him, we just left Cali like 3 days ago. Where I don't know if you guys know Brent Rivera, Jesser, all those big YouTubers. They got like 40 million subscribers, and they give me all a game on how to 10x what I'm already doing. So it's like from here on, I used what they told me 3 days ago, and my stuff already jumped times 10 already. So it's already. It was so crazy. Like, it's like them guys invest so much time into it, and it's just like just learning that.
That knowledge, those people at that level, the knowledge they have are crazy. Just like we needed Blaze to have more girlfriend followers. The line just continues. We thought we were sticking to the East Coast over there, and now he's going to get all these girls on the West Coast, man. Hey, we thought Julian Lewis's recruiting trips were going to be crazy. Blaze is going to be 10 years of the leading of all with social media and all of this is going to be crazy.
He's already a veteran.
Where's he going?
Man.
we know where I want him to stay.
He's going
to stay.
Hey, I don't know. He's at Auburn this weekend, and then they're going to Colorado next weekend. So we'll see. He had his USC official visits this past weekend, and we'll see. Look, I'll say this. I'm not going to comment on that. Just with the state of NIL and coaches moving around and everything, I'm just going to give a piece of advice. Even if you are committed, I do think it's really important that you build relationship and bridges with the coaches, because one thing that we've learned, and if you watch the Nick Saban thing that happened, one big coach can leave somewhere, and then all of a sudden it shuffles all the coaches because big time openings. And so even if you're committed, it definitely makes sense for you to take some visits and build relationships, because you don't ever know what's going to happen after the season. And what you don't want to be in is in a situation where all of a sudden you were committed to one place, but you didn't even have a backup option or a coach moved around. So I think that's kind of what we're seeing here with Julian, is just checking your boxes and making sure it's the right fit, and go from there. But look, I'll say something else. That you building this following for your son and Blaze for yourself. We live in a day and age where recruiting is really important these days, and being able to put out content online. And even I'm watching from representing top quarterbacks and receivers. Those positions, these schools want to lock down their top guys, the first one or two guys from those positions, because it helps set the tone of who's going to lead that recruiting class. And the more social media following you have helps getting the message out. So, back in the day, I hate to say it, it's crazy to think about 12 years ago when I used to work at Priority Sports. Their philosophy 12, 14 years ago was, man, don't worry about marketing till you go into the third, until you're in the third year pro. It's now. It's crazy. That was really the thought process. Don't worry about marketing. But now everyone understands that it is part of the business. And the truth is, it actually raises their value. I think that these kids actually do become more valuable to the schools now with their social media presence, because it's part of marketing and selling merchandise, all of those things.
It's so crazy. Like, y'all say that now, and that's happening in the Little League. Like, I promise you, like, that's happening all now. Facts. Blaze just switched teams this year because I want to get Blaze into this private school down here. It's a real good private school. Blaze switched teams. 80 kids signed up the next day.
What?
When Blaze said he was going to this team, the team told me you got a waiting list of 80 the next day. Now, just kids want to just play with him. Okay, you know what comes with him? The cameras, battle, all these media companies come around when he comes to the team. So, trust me, I know that same things works for high school and college and all that other stuff. And now you add memorabilia and clothes and all that type of stuff too. And the next level, so all right, you got to know that's going to happen.
I mean, speaking of the fanfare, your most recent post on Instagram is Blaze signing autographs. For a bunch of people. Blaze, let's ask, how does it feel for you to have fans already that are asking for your autograph? And how old were you when you signed your first autograph?
And it feels good, man. I love the fans. I love how they support me. And my first autograph, I think I was like 8. Yeah, 8.
I know you went to the Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, Buccaneers. I was like 7.
You like 6.
6, 7. Yeah, somewhere in that.
So Mike
so long as you forgot.
Yeah, Mike Evans had invited us to the Bucs practice, and he was practicing with Mike Evans and all them, Tom Brady and everybody. And like some dude came on the sideline and got Blaze autograph. It was crazy. I remember that. That was lit. That was lit.
Wow. Who's the coolest athlete that you got a chance to meet, Blaze, for you?
I gotta say.
I got my favorite. Who you think? I got my favorite.
Who I think the coolest athlete I met?
The coolest one.
I ain't gonna lie, it was Josh Gordon.
That's crazy. I said the same thing.
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon was the realest one, bro.
The realest. I love Josh, man. When he was in his, he was a special player.
I hate what he went through, but that was the realest guy we have met to this day. Like, I'm talking about when we first met him, we didn't even, it was the same thing like everybody else. Ooh, he's doing so good. We love Blaze. Yay. Man, but Josh Gordon was one. I love you. I love what y'all guys doing. Come out. So he flew us to his last game at the Browns when they played against the Steelers. He flew us out, got us, on the field with him and did all that. And then he took us out on the Bentley, took us to the restaurants with him, and just a vibe, bro. You feel me? He was just saying everybody love you guys, but who's really showing you guys love? And I was like, I ain't too much to ask nobody, nothing like that, but. He was like, man, I got you. And from that point forward, he always kind of just looked out, shot a little message here and there. You guys good? And we was just always showing mad love, bro. I really appreciated that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think made him do that? He just genuinely thought that
I think he was a genuine person. He might got his little way. I think he's a very genuine person, though. He gave me a genuine vibe, like, hey, look, y'all, this Blaze, man. Like, showing everybody Blaze as he's coming in and stuff like that. Just showing him a way. Cause even when I got his backstory, cause I got his back, he told me his backstory. So after hearing his backstory from like a kid like Blaze, like he was always good. Like my whole life I was good, but that's why I say I learned that from him also. He was always so good to the point where he grew an entitlement. You know when you're so
Mm.
good, everybody kind of feeds into you being so good. They
Because
don't.
it's
They don't.
easy
They don't
to you.
yeah. That's how they keep you. Like, yeah, yes, man. Yes, man. Basically, he said from Little League he was always this good. He got to high school, his coaches allowed him to do what he do and not get in trouble. He got to college, they allowed it too. So he built that entitlement to NFL, and it just didn't work for the NFL. So he was once he told me that, I kind of pretty much knew like to kill any entitlement in my son at all times. That's why
I mean,
everybody
that's
always say Blaze so grounded, he's so humble. Because I already knew to kill that any second I seen it. You feel me? So it's kind of paid off, and I really appreciate him for even being vulnerable enough to even tell me that story. So I just really appreciate Josh.
I mean, and that's a great transition, right? As Blaze gets ready to navigate the high school life, obviously the offers are going to continue to roll in for him, right? What is something that you, as a dad, as a parent, that you're looking for in the school that you guys are going to eventually select, where Blaze will eventually, a couple years from now, but play his college ball?
I got always tell Blaze, man, I think these schools are like girls. You go to who wants you, not who you want. That's how I see it. You feel me? So I'm just real big on that. What system you gonna fit in? The family vibe and stuff like that. I always tell them you might got schools you like, but let's be for real, bro. If you go to who wants you, they'll give you 20 more chances than the school you want. You feel me? So that's really one of the biggest things.
JG's guide to recruiting. Go to a school that wants you, that makes you a priority. Uh,
Facts.
Parents and people they fall in love with, they become fans, but they forget to really think about the scheme. Like, does your
Facts.
son or woman fit that? And then depth chart. I mean, there's so many people and parents that fall in love with their son getting a school. Let's say it's their favorite. I mean, if your son is, your son starts as a quarterback and he's going in there and there's 4 quarterbacks that are 4 stars, like you can say what you want. Maybe he beats them out, but the odds are you're not putting yourself in a position that the odds are in your favor. And
Facts.
look, college sports just became, high school sports too, but it's pro. At the end of the day, this is a job. People are getting paid now. So if people think that, oh, well, the coach told me he likes me, listen, if he's recruiting you, he's also saying that to other people. So all you can go, and I think it's, look, I'm going to kind of get on my shtick here. It's the parents' job with these kids who are so young to help try to give them good criteria when they're making these decisions. Ultimately, it can be the kids or the parents' decision, but you got to have some sort of filter when you're going through this process, right? And you compare those things. And I think so often, sometimes parents, fall in love with a specific coach who's an assistant, this and that, and then they're gone, right? So
Right.
does the school overall love us? Can I see my son playing there? Is there a depth chart where, we see where he fits in this? He's still got to go compete and win the job, but okay,
Right.
we can see that there's a path to playing time.
Right.
Because let me say this other thing. When, if you go to school and we're seeing kids transfer even after their freshman years, shit, we're seeing people transfer after 4 months.
Right.
The market, I'm telling Blaze this, market doesn't love you like you were just fresh off the boat. Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, you're not the same. People view you as, oh, something went wrong, something to this, like there's like a little niche on you. And it might not be anything you did, but people are perceiving that. You're not as hot from when you're a high school recruit fresh out. So,
Agree.
all I'm saying is just make sure you kind of go through that filter. And look, I think the blessing that here's the bad and the bad and the good. Blaze, you've been high profile since you're 6, apparently. But the bad is, Rudy, you're going to have to deal a lot with that because he's going to have this fame. The good is he got it at a mature age. Honestly, when he goes and plays college and pro, I mean, he's going to have already him being a star ain't going to be anything new to him, right? Like he's been doing this. So, I think it's, like you said, making sure that you don't have ego and that you realize that it can come and go because,
It's
look,
mental.
speaking of advice, I've seen lots of it come and go. It's crazy. I think Josh, we're kind of talking about it like Josh has a shot, right? Is he, I think Gordon, right? I think is he right? He's on the Cowboys. Like, I know he's like circling a practice roster, right? No?
Man, Josh got so much going on. It's just, he hit me up like 2 weeks ago, but he has a lot going on. I can't even lie to you. He was doing a little new league stuff with the UF UIFL.
Yeah, you are.
He was doing that. I don't know. He just after that part, I just lost.
Well, I think he went to a practice squad.
He's a physical specimen. The man is,
Oh,
Oh, his prime. He had one of the best primes you ever seen at the
bro,
receiver.
like he was like
wow, he won a
ridiculous,
Super Bowl championship, guys, in 2021.
bro.
Who knew?
Like speed, size, everything. He just it's one of those situations like pretty much everybody. You were just born at the wrong time because now they're allowing all that stuff.
Oh my! I mean, that's why
Yeah.
Anyway, he's on the Seattle. He was on the Seattle Sea Dragons. It turns out that's where.
Yeah,
That's where.
Wow.
you know,
Shout out to Josh
yeah,
Gordon.
he was a
You
freak.
know, there's a receiver coach in the pros somewhere out there. Like, man, I don't know. We got to give him one.
Yeah, they gonna give him one more shot. I promise you that. Watch.
I mean,
I would not be shocked if we see him in the league this year. I mean, I would not be. You know, him and Martavis Bryant get about 76 chances.
no lie, definitely.
You know?
maybe the Chiefs grab him for the three-peat run in the playoffs or something.
They had
I
him
can
one
see.
year. Didn't they have him 1 year?
Yeah, he won the championship that year. That's what I'm looking. 2021, he won the championship with the Chiefs.
Wow,
He
he
snuck
got
one.
that ring.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of positions, Blaze, they list you as an athlete, which means you move around the field. What position do you actually like to play the most?
I like to play slot receiver. I play running back, slot receiver, safety, but I like slot receiver.
Anything to get him get him out in the open and let him run.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's really. I think people don't understand. Like I really, it's reason I dislike social media and it's reasons I love it. See the thing I dislike about it is I think a lot of people get Blaze confused with a lot of other social media kids. Like look at social media kid, he's not that good. Blaze is not that. Like I'm an honest father. I'm a realistic guy. I'm gonna tell you the truth before the world tell you. If you're garbage, you're not that. Yes, son. You're gonna keep working. I say
Right.
that, but he's not. I don't took Blaze. I made Blaze play competitive his whole life. Like he's played up 2 years, where he's playing against kids 2 years older than him. I pretty much did everything that's needed for his success on the next level at an early age. So I made him play up because what Blaze been undersized. Don't you play bigger guys so you cannot fear size anymore? So I already killed that narrative. Boom. Then when me taking you on travel, Blaze done played in front of 20,000 people before in big games already. Like I'm talking about games like off the thing with $100,000 on the line. These kids, they betting on $100,000 on kids. So it's like you don't been get no real. No. I'm talking about at IMG. People running on the sideline. I got a PS5 for you, Blaze. I need you to score. Blaze gonna score. Like it's been that type of environment. You feel me? So I've put him in the
Hey,
toughest fire.
PlayStation. As PlayStation, just want to make sure you know NIL. In case they didn't hear, for anyone who works at PlayStation, July 24th it becomes legal. So if PlayStation, we want a sponsorship with our guy Blaze here.
Yep. Bring it on in. Come sponsor the show too.
Bro, I'm telling you, so we've been in moments like I put him in the biggest moments. So even when you get to high school, the lights, I don't think nothing to be too big for him. The lights, the size, anything. I put him in everything possible, mentally, physically, to prepare for that. Even when I train him how people will come at him. You're a YouTube kid. You ain't nothing. I prepare him mentally for all that already. Like I say, I honestly don't see nothing in the way.
Right. You went the opposite. So many parents want to dress them up. These kids that I hate to say it, they dress them to hit it perfectly where they don't have to face any adversity and they move them around. I mean, at some point you got to show up, at some point you have to compete.
I told a friend of mine that I told him the hardest part about being a parent is walking your kid through losses. And sometimes you got to do that to build a character part. And I feel like we've been doing that forever. And that's why I feel like mentally he's there. That's why I say even for a kid his age, to handle the signatures and taking 100 pictures and showing up in games and hearing adults hating on you, you got to be mentally different. You feel me? And I feel like I tell anybody, the kids are the best imitators, so it'd be something worth imitating. And I feel like how I walk through life, kind of unbothered. He walks through life the same way, and it's showing, it's paying off, man. It definitely paid off.
I mean, Rudy, man, just like JG said, we're all fathers. Me and JG newer fathers. But I just look at Justin. He's an incredible dad. I see him, with Gianna and me with my daughter Gia. And I just, the other day I was just watching Justin with his daughter. He was everywhere she went. He was just so proud of her. And I was proud of him because I'm the same way with my kid, and she's in her dance class and I'm excited when she do something right. And it's like, So, but I just want to say you set a great example for Blaze.
Yeah.
But 10 years from today, right? And Lord willing, best of health to you and everything is just for you and your son, right? But 10 years from today, what does success for your son, for Blaze, look like to you?
Just happy. Like honestly, I got always tell people that like I just want him to be happy, and I know the tools I have installed in him, he will be successful at whatever he touches. Just let's be for real, bro. Great character skills and giving 110 at anything you do will lead to success. It's all
Yeah.
about the networking and the character. That's all it's about. So if he applies that to anything in life, I just feel like he's gonna be successful. And right now, he's locked in on sports, and I just honestly don't see it not happening for him. Like there's probably nobody that could tell me it won't happen for him. I see it. You outworking everybody. I told him about stacking days. Stacking days is basically when you train, train, train. Blaze is probably 300, 400 days ahead of kids. Like when it comes to training, preparing for this moment. You feel me? So I just feel like he's just light years ahead of everybody. Mentally, he's there. A lot of, like you said, a lot of these kids, nothing against them, but they're weak mentally. They break down. They break down easily. You can't. When I give him a message, he hears the message, not the tone. A lot of kids can't hear past that. You feel me? So I feel like I gave him everything. I'm telling you, I gave him everything that he's going to face to the point
Yeah.
where I just don't see it phasing him. Like even when he said about the fame part, I had him at ESPN Wide Water Sports at 7. He's around the richest MLB players for the whole summer. He's seeing the Bentleys and all that pulling up, and he's already seen all that. So none of that's phasing him to, ooh, wow, it's not, it's nothing. I'm just going through life now. Like I give Blaze access to all money, and he doesn't care to go buy the Gucci or he don't care for none of that. It's kind of like put me on some tight fit clothes, some warm up stuff, and that's it. He's already knows it's all about me, not what I got on. So I think I instilled that so early it was ridiculous. So yeah, we got it,
Well, I
man.
think that's admirable. Blaze, one more question, and then I know Chuck probably has some last thoughts. Uh, Blaze, so with NIL coming, let's just say there's a big endorsement coming out there. What's the first thing you want to buy for you, and what's the first thing you want to buy for your dad once you stack some money?
So me and my dad already had this planned out. What we're gonna do is buy us a set of apartments, and yeah, you already know assets over liability. So
Spoken like a true young
Oh,
king already. I love it, Blaze.
I don't play no games, Chuck. I don't
Hey,
play.
Rudy, I don't know. I don't know. 18-year-old giving that answer, so that's incredible for you, Blaze. Great, you got a great head on your shoulders. You
hey,
got a great father, man. The sky is the limit. The sky is
Blaze,
the
Blazeonomics. Here it is, kids.
Blaze
For
of
sure.
nine. Blaze, there
Yeah.
are no limits. Blaze, my last question for you then would be 10 years from now, what NFL team drafts you?
jeez.
Chiefs.
Patrick will be going for ring number 13, and Blaze will be out there catching the ball.
That's the blessing. He love the Chiefs, bro. He loves them. He loves them.
I
Dang.
love him too. And Patrick's incredible, a great guy. I actually think they're going to get the third ring this year, which we've never seen. That would be
For
history.
real?
So, I mean, you got to think what they did last year with arguably no receivers.
Right.
I mean, there was games where Travis Kelce just looked like he was just slowing down to me just from the pain.
For
But
real.
now you got Worthy and all the boys on the outside. I mean, Kelce going to have the best season maybe in history this year. It's going to be wide open. So,
I ain't gonna lie.
um,
I think I can see it. I don't know. I just hate it, but I can see it. I be
yeah,
rooting for Lamar, but I just don't see it for Lamar just yet, bro.
I love Lamar too, man. But Patrick is, I mean, he's Michael Jordan. So we got to appreciate him while he can doing what he's doing.
Right.
Um, and yeah, I mean, let's make sure you guys plug your social media handle so everybody knows where to find you.
Oh, my Instagram is blaze_813.
My Instagram is FTF_KOOL.
Rudy, how many followers have you received from just being Blaze's dad?
Man, I get a lot of kids hitting me up. Man, what's going on with Blaze? Man, leave me the hell alone.
Adopt me.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, it come with it though. Like I said, I'm proud. So you really can't be mad at it. You created it, so you can't be mad.
Man,
Well,
it's incredible. Well, we end every episode with what they call Chuck's BS of the week.
Mhm.
And my BS of the week this week is not even BS. It's just to debunk a myth that's out there that black people don't go and get Botox. Um, for those that don't know, JG and his lovely wife Bentley last week they opened up a med spa, a wellness center out here in Beverly Hills called the Radiance Lab. And so I just want to give Bentley her flowers and JG his flowers for
yeah,
husband and wife doing something incredible. And for all of my brown and black people out there like me, make sure you guys go to the Radiance Lab to get all your wellness needs, get your Botox,
Right.
get your lip fillers and
Yes,
your
sir.
red treatment,
facial.
therapy, and everything. So
All
JG,
that.
let them know to pull up to see Bentley and get the treatment and maybe even get a discount on Chuck. I don't know, but I just want to put that out there for my BS of the week.
That's right. We're going to be doing Chuck's going to be live from the chair this week, and we're going to be doing some social. But listen, nothing but love for you guys. Cool and Blaze, I'll hit you guys up. Appreciate you guys. Keep doing your thing, man. And everyone have a great week. All right.
Got you. Much
Hey
love.
Blaze, I need 3 tickets to the 2033 Super Bowl, baby.
Stupid.
All right, man. Thanks, fellas.
Much love.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
All right, bro.